Sorry, but you still gotta do it. That's right, you still gotta wear these things. I'm Brian with Bulldog Delivers. These tips to keep you from getting deactivated. Let's hit it. So in the past week, I got this email from Uber Eats about face masks still being required. Now that's funny because I was just thinking, what are the mask policies now that masking has been dropped in a lot of places? Even some of the heaviest lockdown states are dropping a lot of mask requirements. So what does that mean for those of us who do grocery and food deliveries? Unfortunately, I don't have good news for you. So I read this Uber email and it says masks are still required while delivering. Recently, the CDC extended its requirement that people wear masks while delivering food. This means that you are still required when delivering with Uber Eats. They provided a link. I clicked on that link and I found no information of any CDC requirement saying that we need to wear face masks. Now, in case you missed it, the CDC doesn't issue requirements. They more issue guidelines that are adopted by either doctors' offices, hospitals, restaurants, the food delivery companies, and the like. But anyway, that doesn't matter if the companies adopt those recommendations as requirements, and that's where it affects you. I said, great, let me dig into this a little bit further because I need to check the other platforms, especially since I do work on multiple platforms. Shipt, Instacart, Uber Eats, Grubhub, Waiter, and GoPuff, even though I have yet to do an order with them. So I can't speak to GoPuff, and I can't speak to DoorDash because I'm still on their waiting list. Looking around, I found that Grubhub issued an update to its policies and is basically the same. You still must wear a cloth face covering. Now, if these companies were really worried about protecting everybody from COVID, they wouldn't be saying anything about cloth face coverings, since we know that the CDC has said that cloth face coverings are basically worthless. And they recommend N95 masks. Now, you can get free N95 masks at a lot of places around the country now. But in order for them to really be effective, you have to wear it absolutely perfect every time. And I know most people are incapable of doing that. I mean, we saw how people handled these things for a long time, just wearing them as big earrings. Or doing this, which again does not protect you from anything. Or better yet, use it as a chin warmer. But whatever, everyone's got to do these feel-good things and the COVID theater and the like. Now, of course, understand, I am not trivializing anything. COVID is serious. I've lost friends due to COVID. I've been sick with COVID myself, even though I was fully vaccinated. My wife had COVID. She was triple vaxxed. And my oldest daughter got COVID, and she's already had it before. So it didn't matter if you were vaccinated or natural immunity or whatever, you're still going to get it. But let's see what the other apps say. Instacart shows you this when you're making a delivery where they want you to meet the customer. Now, that's also very interesting because I'm seeing a lot of Instacart orders where it's meet the customer or leave at door. And it's like, okay, well, which one do I choose? And they say, well, you can leave it at the door if you can't find the customer, and that's it. So it creates a lot of confusion because a lot of customers that used to be leave at door, it's now saying meet at the door. And those customers are like, well, I've done 140 orders with you. Why all of a sudden do I have to see you? So Instacart has created another mess on that side of things. So if the customer doesn't answer the door, I just take a picture, send them the thank you message, and leave. And then I usually wait a couple of minutes before I swipe complete delivery just to make sure. And they usually respond, thank you. But interesting with Shipt, I couldn't find any particular policy still requiring face masks with them. They do have a screen that pops up every day when you first sign on to the app. I didn't screenshot it, and I do not recall seeing anything requiring a face mask. They're only saying if you exhibit symptoms, don't work, that kind of thing. But what I do in a lot of cases is I still will wear the mask because I believe that's what the customers are still expecting you to do. Even though most customers don't wear a mask when they see you at the door, do they? Now, I know there's a lot of delivery drivers that are not wearing the masks. I see it around here in Florida. In fact, almost nobody wears a mask here in Florida. But, again, still, all it takes is for one customer to complain that you're not wearing a mask, and you'll either get a nastygram or you'll just get deactivated. And I would be very careful, especially on apps that have already sent out an email to everybody reminding you of the face mask policy, just like Uber did this past week. I would be really hesitant to push that luck. So my recommendation for you is to err on the side of caution and just put it on. It only takes a couple of seconds to do it, and it creates good optics for your customers. Even if they're not wearing it, the fact that you still are, well, hey, it's just part of the service, I guess. Because only one time in the past 2 years has anybody criticized me for wearing a mask, and they simply asked me a question, why are you wearing that? And I told them, because I choose to do so. Not that I have to explain myself or anything, but I did that because I knew they wanted to get into that great mask debate. If you have any questions about it, check with the app that you're delivering for and see if they still require it. And when in doubt, just wear it when you're making the delivery. Oh, one more thing. It is funny that the restaurant workers are not wearing masks in at least 95% of the places that I go to. So I think it's funny that us delivery drivers are being required to wear these things while the restaurant workers do not. Does that make sense to you? Now let's see what the Food and Drug Administration has to say about this. On the FDA's website, under Frequently Asked Questions, this question asks, can I get COVID-19 from a food worker handling my food? Their answer, currently, there is no evidence of food or food packaging being associated with the transmission of COVID-19. I'm Brian with Bulldog Delivers. Thank you for being a subscriber. If you haven't, please do so, like several others did this week. I do appreciate that and helping to grow this channel a little bit. I've been posting a few things on the community posts, and I'll be continuing to do that as well. Until next time, go get 'em!